Seems like we've been talking about Limp Bizkit a good bit lately, and as we reported the other day, Staind frontman Aaron Lewis said during a recent show that Fred Durst is basically his Dalai Lama, and he gives him a call when he needs life advice. He defended him to a member of the crowd who was critical of Durst, and the man gets a bad rep, but he really does seem like a dude who is much more complex than the backwards red cap wearing frontman or the persona he portrays in his music. In fact, Fred Durst actually notably hosts a jazz night at a local Los Angeles establishment, and the guy seems to have a lot going on. He recently lost pretty much everything that he owns in the recent fire that happened in California, and Aaron Lewis said that Fred had to escape the fire on his motorcycle because he couldn't even get his car out of the garage, and you don't hear about that from Fred Durst. But what we are hearing from Fred Durst and from Limp Bizkit is that they apparently have some terrible news to share tomorrow. The band reported on their Instagram that you should check in tomorrow at 3 p.m. for terrible news from Limp Bizkit, though it doesn't name a specific time zone. We're going to have to wait and see specifically what that is. First of all, Limp Bizkit has been heavily rumored to be working on their highly anticipated album Stampede of the Disco Elephants, the follow-up to their previous record, Gold Cobra. And Limp Bizkit hasn't been touring the United States. They've been performing very infrequently, but they do play abroad quite a good bit, and it's hard to really tell what the reasons are for that because they have a massive fan base in the United States. They still draw very good crowds, and while there are some naysayers there are a lot of people who really appreciate their back catalog and love to see them live. Unless, of course, you're Insane Clown Posse, Shaggy 2 Dope, and you feel compelled to run out on stage and issue a drop kick or something. So here we are. That album, Stampede of the Disco Elephants, has been shelved for quite some time, and two things could happen. Number one, this could be a sarcastic post. Number two, this could be a serious post saying that the band just doesn't plan to go forward with their record. There are people in the comments who are saying, "Are you breaking up?" There are people in the comments saying, "Are you delaying the album again?" And this does, though, seem like a bit of a sarcastic play there. Maybe we'll get some news about a tour. Maybe we'll get some news about that album that we know that they've apparently been in the studio working on for the last few months. That would be really great to hear that. The rumors are that Limp Bizkit basically started over from scratch and wanted to work on new music from the get-go. We know that Bring Me the Horizon frontman Ali Sykes has said in an interview that he and Jordan Fish flew out to do some writing sessions for Fred Durst, and at the time, he didn't really seem like he wanted to be there. That's what he said in an interview, but we now know that apparently that's changed because Fred Durst has been sharing videos from the studio working on the group, and the band looks like they're doing better than ever. They look like they're very close. They look like they're engaged, and the past is the past. There's a right time for everything, and it seems like the time is now. Hopefully what we're not going to hear is that the band has decided not to go forward with the album, but we are going to have to wait and see. Thus far that we've seen, there hasn't been any reaction from the other members. It seems like there's some sarcasm here. Maybe this is a tip of the cap to some of the band's haters who don't want to see them continue. The broader arm of pop culture that tends to turn their nose up at Limp Bizkit is not reflective of the millions and millions of fans who do appreciate their music. Because if you want to sit there and pretend like Significant Other doesn't still go hard to this day, you are wrong. You're lying. So you know we're going to be talking about this tomorrow, what the news is from Limp Bizkit, assuming it's not just some cryptic teaser for a one-off gig or something. We'll let you know what that is. So if you're new here, you're going to want to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking hard rock and heavy metal news. Thanks so much for joining us here at Rock Feed, and we'll see you all very soon.